I'm Emily Hardin, and I was 38 when I was diagnosed with stage 2 invasive ductal carcinoma. And I thought I was too young for breast cancer, so it was really a shock to me when I found a lump deep in the tissue of my right breast. I'd been doing self-examinations because my mother's a breast cancer survivor. She had been diagnosed 2 years prior to me. And so that started a whirlwind of treatment, going into survival mode. I did 16 rounds of chemo, a bilateral mastectomy with the start of reconstruction, 25 rounds of radiation, a complete hysterectomy due to BRCA2, and also a couple of other reconstruction surgeries because of complications. And the really scary thing about having found my breast cancer was I went to get a mammogram and an ultrasound. I was told that it was benign, that it was a cyst. They sent me on my merry way. And of course, being 38, I figured, yeah, back to life. I'm busy anyways, no time for this. But 6 months later, it ended up doubling in size. And when I came back and finally had a biopsy, that's when they told me that it was cancer. And so that started the journey. And I can just say, from experience, it was a very lonely process. At the time, I didn't have a support group because I was off of social media. I didn't know anyone else my age that had breast cancer and had a really difficult recovery. All that to say, I would not change any of it because of having breast cancer, I've been able to meet the most incredible women I could ever hope to meet in this lifetime, both survivors, co-survivors, women just working in the community, different organizations. That's how I became a PBCA ambassador and met 3 other survivors that we co-authored a book called Life After Chemotherapy. And that also put the mission in my heart to help other women battling breast cancer. So I became a mastectomy bra fitter and a wig fitter, and I've helped dozens and dozens and dozens of women experiencing that same loneliness, the same struggles with trying to get your identity back after breast cancer, losing your femininity overnight, the loneliness, the pain, the struggles, the fear. Also of what's next. How do I reclaim my identity now that it's been stripped down? But it's also, you find a lot of beauty in it because you find appreciation in life, a closeness to your friends and family that you may not have otherwise discovered. And I did open up a store called the Boobie Boutique, which helps women with, especially those underinsured, get access to mastectomy, breast forms and post-chemotherapy wigs. And so that's part of my journey. I can stop talking now. My advice for women going through breast cancer is I spoke a little bit about not having that support system initially. And I think I was partly to blame because I was always used to being the strong one in the family and with my friends. And I was used to people coming to me for help. When the tables turned, I really wasn't as comfortable as I should have been in that position. So my advice for that is you don't have to be strong all the time. Open up. Let people know that you're sad. Let people know that you're scared. Being vulnerable is actually a really big strength, and it lets people step up for you, and it lets them step up into their own roles as a caretaker, as a supporter. And I would also say for women, because we take on so many roles and we do so much for our families and at work, and sometimes we feel a lot of pressure to do so much all the time, I would recommend step back. And who cares if there's dishes in the sink? Who cares if the laundry don't get done? If you're tired and you're going through chemo and treatment, let people take care of you. Relinquish some of that pressure and that stress to be the caregiver, because this is your time to listen to your body. There's nothing to be ashamed of when you're sick or you're going through cancer or chemo. It's okay to lean on other people and just take care of yourself. Prioritize your happiness and really, really enjoy those little moments, because those are really the big moments. And that's what being a survivor is about, is living in the present and teaching others. Because, when you can go and come from your sickest and your saddest and you most fearful and come back and you're helping other women and you're talking about your story. And those women who are newly diagnosed can look at you and they can say, oh, she did it. I'm going to do it too. So that would be one of my biggest takeaways is just be true to yourself and share your story. And obviously, of course, check your breasts, get your mammograms and talk about it with others. So.